Good afternoon, class. So today we're going to wrap up the section around Canada's history. Yesterday, out of your study guide for Discover Canada, as we prepare to write your citizenship test, we covered pages 14 and 15, and there was an overview of Canada's history around, who settled the country, the different nationalities of people. We talked about our first people, our indigenous people. And so today, what we're going to do is just delve a little bit further, and the information we're going to cover, it's not out of here, but it's a video that complements it, and it will just enhance your understanding. And by watching the video, I think it will reinforce what you learned yesterday. So, what we're going to do is we're going to, besides watching the two videos, we are going to use two templates, both of which you have used, one more recently, the KWL, and you recall yesterday we did an electronic KWL. We did it as a group session, and you'll see after class we blew it up and laminated it, and it's on display. So for yesterday's reading assignment as groups, we have the KWL finished, so it's what you knew, what you wanted to learn, and what you learned. So that will also inform today's activities. And you're going to use a KWL, just the paper template, and you all have one on your desk, so you'll be familiar with that. The other template we're going to use is the Cornell note-taking. So for starters, what I'd like you to do before we start to watch the video, I would like you to take your KWL chart, and with respect to Canada's history, and based on what you put on the chart yesterday and what you remember, I want you to fill out what you know. I want the W column about what you want to learn, and we're going to leave the what I learned empty until later in the class, okay? So I want you to all take a few minutes right now, and probably about 5 minutes you can do that up. And when the most of you are done, if you need any questions, I'll just walk around, and then we'll pick up from there. But if you would start doing that, that would be most helpful. Yes, Joanne, just the two columns, what I know, what I want to learn. Okay, so everybody's finished with that. You just put that in the corner of your desk and leave it for now. I want you to watch a short video, and it's a little refresher on Cornell note-taking. It takes about 5 minutes, and I want you to just use your headsets, plug them into your tablets, and I want you to listen to that, and it will provide a refresher so that we can use that template as we watch the video. Okay, so everybody's hooked up? Oh, John, sure, there's an extra set of headsets over there. I really want you to use headsets so everyone has a chance to really focus on the refresher. So if you're all ready, I'll just give you another few minutes and you can look at that, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay, so everybody's finished watching the video, and you'll see I have projected up here one of the Cornell note-taking templates. So that we're clear, in the larger section over here on the right-hand side, the note section, that's where you're going to jot down what you think will be like some main points that you pick up. And it might be that you put a little sketch or something too, or a little drawing that might remind you. So that's why we have the bigger column, is to put those points that you feel are important to what you're hearing. Okay? So that's the section you're going to fill out as we move into the next step. Okay? Everybody's good on the Cornell note-taking? Great. Great little video, wasn't it? Yes, Tom, I have the URL saved for the video, and I'll just leave it projected up here at the bottom of this template here, and you can use it for future reference, and we can run off some extra copies after class too if you'd like to have more. Okay. All right, so we're now going to watch as a group Canada, the Story of Us, the first 10 minutes. So I'm going to ask that you watch that, and when you're finished watching that, you are then going to take your KWL chart, each of you independently. We're not going to work in groups. And after you've watched the Story of Us, I want you to go to that third column of your KWL, and using your notes also that you took with the Cornell, fill in the learned. Oh, Sam, I'm sorry, it's confusing, right? So, we've already done the KWL chart with the learned column blank, and that's set aside. During the video, you're going to do the note section and write down points and make graphics if you want of what you think are the key parts, all right? And then when we're finished the video, you're going to take your KWL chart, and based on what you took notes on and what you remember from the video, you're going to fill in that third column. Okay? All right, so I see everyone's got their KWL charts all finished. The video was enjoyable, right? It was getting a little rough there at the end. Duval got himself in some trouble and charged with treason, and the end result was off with your head. So, yeah. So sometimes settling into a country many, many years ago, the way they dealt with conflict was not always pleasant. But for the most part, exactly, it talked about Canada's first peoples and how the country started to thrive and have new settlers arrive. So we're going to next do a class assessment together. We've done the Kahoot exercises before, right? So you all have your tablet. You're going to pull up that app, and I've got the Kahoot already up here for you. And there's the PIN number, so I want you to type the PIN number in. And what you see, what I've done, this is a joint activity. You're going to be in two groups. Your two groups, you know what they are. Give your teams each a name. Log it in, and I'll see it shows up here from your tablet. When you type it in, it'll show up here. Give each of your teammates a nickname, and that shows up. So here I see you're already started. We got the cheetahs, and we got the lions over here. And you'll all have your 4 team members. So what we're going to do as I start the challenge is there are 10 questions, multiple choice. And so you go through as a team. You can consult with each other, and then each of you can enter an answer. And let's see, may the best team do well, and may both teams do well. So let's give this a whirl. I always like doing this. It's interesting to see how we progress through that. And that's an assessment, so I want you to participate. And as we participate, you'll be observed. We'll get to do the evaluation after. I'll get to see how you scored, and I'm sure you're all going to do very well. And so before we close, I want you to look on the board for the homework. And the homework is going to be basically take your Cornell notes and finish the last 2 columns, the key notes, the highlights, and the summary. And that will be, we'll discuss that in tomorrow's class. Okay, anyone have any questions? Paula, yes, just your Cornell notes, those 2 last columns. You already have the notes section done from watching the video. So just finish those last 2 columns, and we'll discuss it in class tomorrow. Sure. All right, everyone have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.